start. I'll start.
Go for it.
So I had quite the day yesterday. I had a closing, which was super difficult to get to, a lot of learning curves. So that was really an interesting one that I did. And so the next one will be much easier. It's one of the new construction I'm representing. So that was interesting. I also am doing a beach condo, and we have had one heck of a time with this. And we came to a successful clear to close yesterday, and that was amazing. So that was awesome. And I had a tenant move out of my listing so we can actually close. She was a tough one to get out of the house. So I had a really good day yesterday.
Angel, you know, you've had a lot of really good days in the last couple months, and I am so glad to hear that. Congratulations. I'm happy for you and proud of you. Somebody is asking about the link for next week. Since we're moving to 8 a.m., don't forget. I think that we can keep the same link. I don't think I need to change the link. I've used the same link for the last 4 months. So unless somebody that's more gifted with technology than I am can tell me, no, John, you have to change the link, we're going to keep the same link.
No, you could keep the same link.
Cool, same link. There you go.
Makes it easy.
Yeah, right?
Just change the time on our calendar.
There you go, guys. All right, who's next? Tell me something good.
I got something good.
Yes, Diane.
I just wanted to thank you for encouraging us, or all the coaches for encouraging us for hopping on the KW Effect call yesterday, which was completely amazing. And I was just blown away. That guy, I was holding my breath from him because he was so amazing, and all the information he was sharing, and at the rate of speed he was speaking, and then he just was incredible. He's definitely kept me on my toes the whole time.
Yeah, I agree, and it was amazing. You're right. And here's the question that I would ask you: what do you think his one thing is?
Oh gosh, there's one thing I'd have to say is training.
Training.
He's an incredible.
Training, yes, yes. Training what?
Wealth building.
Yes.
Mentor.
Well, Eddie hit it. Wealth building. How many times?
Motivational speaker.
Okay, so Diane, just pay attention. Pay attention. As a real estate agent, what was my one thing?
Listing specialist.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Those two things. And I sucked at everything else. Now, Aaron's one thing is that presentation you saw yesterday. He's given that presentation thousands of times, so much so that he has internalized it to a point of unconscious competence. And he crushed it. Yes. So here's the next question that I have for you. I'm always thinking about you guys. What if you, not if, when, there we go, you've mastered your listing presentation at the level that Aaron mastered that presentation yesterday, what does your listing business look like?
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Through the roof.
Okay, there you go, guys. That was such a great demonstration of time on task over time equals mastery, and mastery pays.
Sure.
Can I ask who you guys are talking about?
Camille, tell me.
Your presentation?
Camille, one more time. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Can I ask who you guys are talking about who did such a great job?
Yeah. Of course, Aaron Kaufman did his KW Effect class yesterday for the Waxman group between 10 and 12. And he's crushed it. This is a presentation that he does probably every day. I know he had 2 sessions that he was doing yesterday, one for the Waxman group and one for the South Florida region. And if you haven't been a part of the KW Effect with Aaron Kaufman, just connect with your team leader, with the leadership in your market center, and ask them to bring the KW Effect to your market center.
Thank you.
You got it. My pleasure. All right, guys, one more and we're going to get started. Okay, we'll just get started. Talk about patterns. This happens every day, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite subjects today. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk about 6 personal perspectives. When I started with Keller Williams, first of all, we're going to hope this works. There we go. All right, you guys looking at the 6 personal perspectives? Somebody give me a thumbs up. You got it?
Yep.
Cool. When I first started with Keller Williams back in 2002, every training class that we attended started with the 6 personal perspectives. If you want to know where the 6 personal perspectives came from, this is from Gary Keller's Quantum Leap. And if you've never attended Quantum Leap, put that on your to-do list. That is another life-changing class that is offered by Keller Williams that you must attend. Quantum Leap is a program that was written by Gary Keller as a legacy for his son, John. And this used to be a 2-day class. That's how much is being offered. The manual for this is like 150 pages thick. It's incredible. So 6 personal perspectives. Commit to self-mastery. I'm going to nail it. I'm going to master this. Guys, I'm going to hit mute all. If you want to talk, please jump in here, take yourself off mute, and please participate. I'm just doing that because we have some background noise. Okay. Now it's super quiet, which is kind of weird. Okay. Commit to self-mastery. I'm going to nail it. I'm going to master this. We just talked about this a moment ago. When I was a real estate agent back in 2002, my aha moment was I realized that if I was going to succeed at a high level, in other words, that day after I had that meeting with Mark Olish, and Mark Olish laid out for me what I needed to do in order to replace the money that I was making from the company that I was fired from, in order to earn $200,000 as a real estate agent and as a listing specialist on a 75-25 split, I'm making 25. I realized that I had to master my listing presentation. That was my one thing. I had to become the Aaron Kaufman of making listing presentations. I'm going to nail it. I'm going to master this. And why is mastery so important? I told you just a few minutes ago. If you guys were listening, I gave you the answer to that question. Why is mastery?
Confidence.
Confidence. Absolutely, because Angel.
Unconscious competence.
Unconscious competence, yes. And what does mastery lead to? The answer is a lot of money. The answer is a lot of money. Think of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was cut from the basketball team as a freshman. His basketball coach told him, "You're not good enough." Michael Jordan went on to be the greatest player in NBA history. Now, some people today would argue that that's LeBron James, and I'll never agree with that. I will always say that Michael Jordan was the greatest player in NBA history. Did Michael Jordan make a lot of money playing basketball? The answer is yes, he did. Mastery pays. Who knows who Tony Hawk is? What does Tony Hawk do for a living, Angel?
Skateboarding.
He rides a skateboard.
Yeah.
And he's mastered at a level that he's making millions of dollars riding a skateboard. Now, what does your real estate career look like when you commit to self-mastery? Step 2, commit to the 80-20 principle. So Pareto's principle, the 80-20 rule, says that 80% of your results come from 20% of what you do. 20% of what you do leads to 80% of the income that you're going to make. And what is your 20%? Gary Keller would tell you it's lead generation. Number one. And it's number one for a reason, guys, because from Shift, my number one job every day is lead generation focused on new business. That means I've got listings and buyers, properties to show, searches to do, offers to negotiate, and all of that can wait until I've completed lead generation. My number one job is lead generation focused on new business. Most real estate agents get busy and then they stop lead generating. And then they ride the real estate roller coaster. Your number one job every day is lead generation focused on new business. The second thing that is part of your 20% is going on appointments. Number 3, take listings. Number 4, execute contracts. And number 5, practice and role play your scripts. So then my next question is, do you have time blocked in your calendar every single day for those 5 things? If I were to come visit you today, Michael, and I said, hey, Michael, show me your calendar. Would I see a calendar with time blocked for lead generation, going on appointments, taking listings, executing contracts, and practicing and role-playing your scripts? Now, here's the other question. If you work 8 hours a day, how much of that time is devoted to your 20%? If you're being honest, most real estate agents probably spend maybe 2 hours a day on their 20%, maybe 3. Because we get busy and we like to get busy because busy feels like we're accomplishing things. You want to double the amount of money you're making? Simple. Double the time that you spend in your 20%. It's that simple. Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Quadrant number 1 is urgent and important. Quadrant 2 is not urgent and important. Quadrant 3 is urgent and not important. And quadrant 4 is not urgent and not important. And most of us spend the majority of our time every day in quadrant 1, 3, and 4. You want to double the amount of money you're making? Double the amount of time you're spending in quadrant 2. Next time somebody asks you to do something, ask yourself, is this a quadrant 1 activity, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, or quadrant 4? And if it's not quadrant 2, never let the things that matter most get in the way of the, never let the things that matter least get in the way of things that matter most. Step number 3, move from E to P. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. Step number 4, be learning-based. Make being learning-based the foundation of your action plan. You never get to a point where you know everything there is to know. Read every day. Read books, not magazines, not articles on the internet. Read books. There is nothing more powerful than a book in one hand and a highlighter in the other hand. Read them over and over and over again until you have sucked the marrow out of the bone. Be on a search for knowledge. Step number 5, remove your limiting beliefs. What are the limiting beliefs that are holding you back? I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have enough money to market. I don't know enough people. I have ADD. Raise your hand if that's you. No, don't. We all have limiting beliefs. Remove every single one of them. And then finally, step number 6 is be accountable. An example of being accountable is lead generation to me is 20 conversations a day focused on getting an appointment, getting a referral, and adding somebody to my database. So at the end of the day, I am going to check in with somebody who is going to hold me accountable to 20 conversations, not 18, not 19, adding at least one person a day to my database, and going on at least one appointment with a buyer or seller who's thinking of selling their home. Okay, let's go back to E to P. All right. E is what you do naturally. E is entrepreneurial. You will have success based on drive, enthusiasm, intuition, natural behavior, and spontaneity. And E has a natural ceiling of achievement. For some of us, that ceiling is much higher than others, and we all have a ceiling of achievement. Now, reading from page 38, MREA, here's what Gary Keller has to say about E to P. I'll start over. People tend to predict success based largely on a person's natural abilities. This can truly be problematic no matter where you see yourself in this spectrum. Lots of natural ability can lead to overconfidence. Likewise, lack of natural ability contributes to low confidence. So much so that many never even attempt tasks that appear to be outside their realm of natural abilities. Natural ability can take us only so far. No matter how gifted we may be, each of us will eventually hit our ceiling of achievement. What I've discovered is that by starting with models, you can push your ceiling higher and eventually break through them. But you could tell Gary didn't take bold, right? And even great models will have limitations. So eventually you'll hit a new ceiling. This is when I encourage you to start adapting the model. Don't abandon it, adapt it. This is the cycle. Each improvement will have its limitations, and sooner or later you'll have to tweak the model to ensure continued progress. Now, before I stop screen sharing, give you guys an opportunity to jump in here and talk to me, I want you to look here. Let's see if I can make this picture bigger. Hold on. Move that. Yeah. There we go. Cool. Here's what happens when we hit the ceiling. Leads to disappointment. Hitting the ceiling leads to disappointment. Hitting the ceiling over and over again will then lead to resignation. Jack Nicholson, as good as it gets. We think this is as good as it gets. No matter what I do, I can't break through that ceiling. This is just as good as it gets. And that leads to looking for greener pastures. This isn't working, I'm gonna do something else. And the cycle plays on and on and on. In order to break through the ceiling, we're gonna need focus, strategic options, models, systems, and accountability. All right, guys, take yourself off mute, talk to me, ask me questions. What are your ahas? What did you hear?
Well, John?
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of a concept. It's called fictional finalism, which is you set a goal, and then as you're getting to achieving the goal, you push the goal out. Okay, and it's a psychological kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things we learned in Bold is if you look at it like this, you had a giant rubber band tied around you, Michael, and you're on a basketball court. One end of that rubber band is connected to the basketball post, right? And your goal is to get to the other end of the basketball court. Is it easier or harder in the beginning part of the process? It's easier because there's not as much pressure pulling you back. As you get closer to your goal, the pressure increases. It's gonna take more effort to finish that journey than it will to get started.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. There's 52 of you on this call. Somebody has something to say. Angel.
I'll be honest. Okay. So I'm sitting here telling myself in my head, I figured I might as well share it with you guys. I've been with you guys since March. So I feel like I've been in E the whole time for a couple of years. And I feel like I start going into the P area and I drop out. I just drop out. And I don't know why. I feel like I start getting focused. I feel like I start going through, and then for some reason, I feel like I back out. Do you have any, I don't know, words of wisdom from John Dietz to push me through, or I don't know?
Well, we have fear of failure, and there's also fear of success. What if you broke through that ceiling and had the absolute best year of your life?
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing. And subconsciously, are you thinking, can I maintain that level of success?
Probably not. I haven't yet. I haven't maintained my levels that I've hit yet.
Okay, so the fear that you may not be able to maintain that level of success could actually cause you to take your foot off the gas.
How do you break through that? Because I'm ready to. Is that the same one of just the 7 decisions, or are there 2?
No, this is it. And I'm not just saying this book, I just held up a book.
Oh, okay.
Read. Feed your mind daily in order to change the way you think. The number one thing that I can do, I can't make you do anything, Angel.
I know.
But what I can do is hopefully help you think differently. And how you think will become your major strategic advantage.
So what are you supposed to think to break through that fear?
Unlimited. Think unlimited. Think what if, not what is. What does your life look like when you've tripled the amount of business that you're currently doing?
Okay.
If I were to put $500,000 in front of you, how would that change your life? What would you do different?
Wow, after I stopped dancing? I would do a lot different. I would have a whole different life. It'd be life-changing is what it would be.
Right. Can you do that?
I don't know if I believe that.
Okay, so
after all these months and all this training, 2 Bolds and 1 Tony Robbins, I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah. So how do you reprogram? How do you reprogram the way you think?
Can I share something?
Please do, Lorena.
Okay. Something that a lot think about this process to move from E to P is to remember another moments in my life that I did already. So I try to go back to this moment and say, okay, what I did in this moment, and I changed my life. So I already did that in another areas in my life, in sport, or even with I was pregnant or whatever. In some place you did sometime in your life. So I try to go back to this moment, say what you did. For example, I was athlete, elite athlete. So I say, okay, what I did. I was training twice a day, every single day. How I did that? So now I say, okay, I put the alarm 5 o'clock every day. And when I did, I know the thesis in my university, I put the alarm every day at 5 o'clock, and I did 2 hours the thesis. And I'm trying to remember back in my life in this moment that when I break this ceiling. So this empower me to come back to this moment, to this feeling, to this, because I did already, so I can do again.
Love that. So this time is kind of like that time, is what she's saying. And
Yeah. Can I say
yes,
something, John?
please do, Alexandra.
It took a lot for her to say what she just said.
I agree.
And I think it's going to take the same amount of courage to take another one, because all of us learn differently. Some of us are just a little bit slower than others. So it's okay to say, I took these other courses, but because you took those other courses, now you know that you still have work ahead. You know what you want, and it's all about you. It's in you, because you already started. Don't look back, just keep going forward. I want to praise you for that, because it took a lot of courage for you to say that. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Allie, that's
Appreciate that.
powerful. Powerful. Angel, do you believe that I'm successful?
Yes.
Yeah.
1000%.
Okay. And what if I told you that I've been hitting that ceiling since August of last year? I haven't broken through it. I'm still every day focused on breaking through that ceiling. That's a year, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So for a year, I would tell you I'm failing.
Wow. Those words, I'm failing and John Dietz aren't in my head.
I had a conversation with Mark Olish recently, and I told Mark, I feel like giving up every day.
Wow. Okay. Oddly, that's encouraging, and I hate to say that because.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
It's okay. From 2015 until August of 2019, everything I did worked. We built the Keller Williams Coral Springs Market Center from 62 agents to over 320. We were the #1 growth market center in the South Florida region 3 out of 4 years. I'm on stage with Gary Keller at Mega Camp. Our profit increased by 600%. Everything I did worked. And since August of 2019, I can't break through that ceiling. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
You can't.
That's right, Natalie. By the way, that's a stop, erase, replace moment, because I just heard myself say I can't break through that ceiling. That's programming. That's negative programming. I just told myself that I can't break through that ceiling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely can. I just haven't yet, right?
Right.
Yeah. Thomas Edison, how many times did he fail to, right? Light bulb, right? And when they asked him, what did it feel like to fail over 10,000 times, whatever it was, I forget. His answer was, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I learned 10,000 ways it didn't work. I'm learning every way this doesn't work. I'm not failing. I am just learning every way this doesn't work. And we, because I'm on a team, will break through that ceiling, and we will reach our goal, because it's a journey with a designation that is assured. Now, Angel, I believe in my heart. I have a decided heart. I believe 100% that there will be a day when the Coral Springs leadership team is walking across the stage at Family Reunion as the #1 market center in all of Keller Williams Realty International. I don't have a doubt in my mind. Matter of fact, I can close my eyes and I can see it happen.
Wow.
And for a year, I've been hitting that ceiling.
Yeah. Okay.
You just got to believe in yourself, and you just can't compare yourselves to others, and just keep putting one foot forward. Like you said, just keep swimming and you'll get there eventually.
Thank you, Dory.
Yeah.
Natalie, I love you. So
Okay.
here's what I want to leave you guys with. Where are you in your business today? What are the obstacles that are standing between you and your goals? And what is your plan in order to move forward? Where are you today? What are the obstacles that are standing between you and your goals? And what is your plan to move forward? It's the GROW model. Write the word GROW down the left side of a sheet of paper, GROW. G is for goal, R is the reality, that's where you are today. O is obstacles. Those are all the things that are standing between you and your goal. W is your way forward. Or what is your plan in order to remove each of those obstacles and move closer to your goal? Think progress. All right, it's 9:04. Everybody have a great long weekend. I'll see you Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. The weekend isn't here yet. You still have work to do. Get on the phone. 20 conversations, not 19, not 18, it's 20. The purpose of a conversation is to get an appointment or get a referral or add somebody to your database. Your standards are add one person to your database every single day, schedule at least one face-to-face appointment every single day, write 5 handwritten personal notes every day, and then follow up, follow up, follow up forever. We are not judged by the number of times we fail, but by the number of times we succeed. And the number of times we succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times we could fail, and keep trying. Make it a great day, everybody.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Happy holiday.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure, guys.